Hello everyone, welcome to today's screencast on number. It's compound interest. It's using no calculator, so put those away. I really like teaching this area because I find people find it difficult, but after a little bit of support, they understand it. And once you understand it, it's really, really simple. Little disclaimer, make sure you feel really comfortable working, finding a percentage of an amount. If you can do that, you're going to do this. It's going to be really easy. And let's look at what compound interest is. Very simply, we're looking at bank accounts. We're looking at things today that are going to go up in value. You can have compound interest going down in value, but we're going to look at them in the positives today. And as something goes up in value, then we've got to add the interest to that also. Might not make a lot of sense, but after watching this, you will be fine. I promise you that. So let's look at our first example. I'm going to do this one fully with you, and then I'm going to let you loose on the other ones. So it's kind of a bank account one. Mr. Warren has savings account which has £5,000 in it. Each year it earns interest at 10% per year. Calculate the total amount of money Mr. Warren will have in his bank account after 2 years. So very simply, at the end of each year, I get paid an additional amount of money, which is 10%. So let's work out for the first year. So 10% of 5,000, because at the end of the first year, I'm going to get paid this 10% interest payment. So if I work out what 10% of 5,000 is, and remember you need to have those skills of working out what 10% of anything is, but on this occasion it's 5,000, it would actually give me £500. So that amount of money needs to be added to my account because I no longer have £5,000. I have £5,500 in my bank account. So at the end of year one, I would have £5,500 in my bank account. So now let's look at this. For the second year, I'm going to earn 10% on not £5,000, but I'm going to earn 10% on £5,500. So what's 10% of 5,500? That is £550. And I'm going to have to add that to my bank account. At the moment, it's got 5,500 in it, but when I get paid that additional amount at the end of year two, it's £6,050. And that's how we do it. We find out 10% of the original amount. Once we've found it, we add it to year one, and then we start the process again, and we add our last amount into year two. If it was 3 years, then we would do the process again. Normally, without a calculator, you're looking at 2 to 3 years maximum, okay? So what I would like you to do is give this next one a go. I'll do the first little bit for you. I'll write it out. So we've got 20% of £5,000. So that will be your year one amount. Pause the video, give it a go, come back and see if you've got it correct. So 20% of £5,000 is actually quite healthy. It's £1,000. So at the end of year one, in our bank account, I would have £6,000. That's not bad, is it? So now I'm going to find out what 20% of £6,000 is. And you would be surprised to work out that it's actually going to be £1,200. So remember, I've now got to add that to my bank account, yeah? And I'll end up at the end of year two with £7,200. So hopefully this is starting to make quite a lot of sense now. We just repeat the process as many times as it asks us, remembering that we've got to add that percentage increase to our amount and then redo the process. That's the compound interest part. Okay, fully over to you now. Look at that beautiful car. Mr. Warren buys a classic sports car for £40,000 and each year it goes up in value by 10%. Calculate the total amount of Mr. Warren's car will be worth after 2 years. Give it all a go. I'm not going to do any more for you. You give the whole thing a go and then come back and see if you've got it correct. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to find out what 10% of £40,000 is. So 10% of £40,000 was £4,000. So at the end of year one, that car is going to be worth £44,000. So now at the end of year one, it's worth £44,000. Now we're going to find out what 10% of £44,000 is. And guess what? It's £4,400. And we're going to add that £4,400 to our £44,000. At the end of year two, the car is worth £48,400. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. So those are all the examples that we're going to do before we move into the quiz. You need to be really confident here. Remember, the key here is you need to know, and I haven't shown you all the skills that you need to find these amounts out. You need to know that before you've come to do this screencast. So make sure you're fully up to speed before you move into the quiz, because I want you to finish well. I want you to finish confidently. I want you to walk away from this video going, yeah, I really knew what I was doing, because there is a tougher question in the quiz. Let's have a look at it. So the two questions that I've got are very similar, but here we go. I'm going to have £8,000 in my bank account. I'm going up by 10% each year. This is 3 years, so we have to repeat the process one more time. Over here, my £40,000 is going up by 12%. So that is key. It's a little bit more difficult. You need to work that one out. Anyway, pause the video. Give it a go. I think you're going to do well. In fact, I know you're going to do well. Come back when you're finished and see how well you've done. Okay, so it's time to go over the answers. Can you tell I really like these cars, by the way? Two very similar cars there. So end of year one, we had 8,800 because 10% of 8,000 is £800. At the end of year two, 9,680, and at the end of year three, it was 10,648. For the car, it went up by 4,800 in the first year, so that's 44,800. At the end of year two, the car was worth £50,176. I hope you've done really well there. Make sure you either write a revision card on this, copy out the quiz questions, or obviously you can get in contact with me via the comment section below, and I will be able to send you some electronic versions of this. Until next time, it's always a pleasure helping you with your maths. I hope you've done really well. I hope you feel really positive about maths now and in the future.